Hi, Elaine Marilakos Edelson here with Astrology Channel ETC. I just got done working out and I had this thought driving home from meeting with my personal trainer. And since we're in a Venus in retrograde, today is August 13th. Wait a minute. August 14th, 2015, and we're here a few more weeks in a Venus retrograde. By this point, I think it's important that you pay attention to where you have inner resistance to something or what comes up that makes you say, whoa, no, I'm not going to do that. And the reason why I think of this is because I was working out with Nicole, and she was having me sit down. My legs were straight out in front of me, and as I was rolling back, she wanted me to pay attention to every vertebra while my stomach muscles were engaged. And as I'm coming back, and went all the way to the floor, and then coming up but not using my shoulders to come up from my stomach muscles, and using my spine to kind of roll up. That, yeah, I'm sure if you've worked out, you've done that motion. Anyway, I got about a third of the way up, and my body just went, no, not going there. I'm not doing it. It just froze. And we just started laughing, and I said, that was so funny because there was so much inner resistance. My mind was all like, yeah, let's do this. We're going to roll up and engage the muscles and core work. And my body's like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. So do something else. So as funny as it was, then I realized that this might be a cool time to make a video about your inner resistance. And when you override that part of you that says, I don't want to do this anymore. But yet you keep plowing through. So where does the resistance come from? And I've made videos on resistance before, but this one's a little different while we're in a Venus in retrograde. And it doesn't matter if you believe in astrology or not. But, as I say to my clients and anybody who's listening, that the planets, they don't make you do anything. We live in a cooperation. So when the planets make a move, you feel it. When you make a move, the planets reflect that. In the cosmos, it's a mirror reflection thing. And when it's like one astrologer once said to me, that it's time for something. So when the planets are doing something in an alignment, opposition, a conjunction, a grand trine, whatever the planets are doing, you're feeling it. And it's your internal clock gets triggered because it's time for something. And so what is it time for? For you. Is this the time to recognize when you're being stubborn to the point of self-sabotage? Or is this the time when you're being someone's doormat and you need to set boundaries in a healthy way instead of coming out in a passive-aggressive way? I want to talk about the body for a second. Venus represents, it guides Taurus and Libra sun signs, or rising signs, but Venus represents the adrenals and the neck and the shoulders. So think about when you get really stressed. Is your cortisol, shooting up to the roof? Are you overworking your body? Are you doing the wrong type of exercise? Are you not honoring your body? We want to talk about how, do you feel a stress in your neck? It's like, I just saw Eugene Merman on a Netflix special the other day. He's so funny. He's the voice of Gene in Bob's Burgers, but he's also a stand-up comic. He just says it like it is, and how inspiring. Other than, sometimes we need permission to go beyond that place of, so I recommend that you watch comedians to help you lighten up and see where, because they touch on certain comedians like Jim Gaffigan, Brian Regan, Kathleen Madigan, Mike Birbiglia, and Eugene Merman will touch on very real topics, very real issues to help you just kind of lighten up a little bit. With Venus represents beauty, art, protection, finances, believe it or not, food, agriculture, and the aesthetics of something, sensuality, love, sexuality as well. But it's the feeling part of you, whether you're a man or a woman, you feel. And it's looking at the inner resistance to those feelings. And when you get to that place of saying, I'm done, you want to ask yourself, what do you do at that point? You plow through because you're on the clock, or you have to get this done, and you ignore your body, and then you're like this by the end of the day. Or your cortisol levels are so high that you're gaining weight and you don't know why. So I'd like you to pay attention a little bit more to what's happening to you and the frustration. In the next video, we're going to talk about the frustration that comes out sideways. And that's not fun. Because a lot of us are taught to deal with anger and how to express ourselves in healthy ways. But anyway, so Elaine Marilaco-Settleson with Astrology Channel ETC. So come on over to my Facebook page. Maybe you're there already, or my YouTube channel. Maybe you're there already. And, join the show.